I'm going to be sharing with you energy balancing techniques to help you balance your 5 rhythms: water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. And these energy balancing techniques are important to help you with building resilience in response to stress and also recovering faster from stress when your 5 rhythms are balanced. These energy balancing techniques are from Donna Eden Energy Medicine. So we're going to start with balancing the flow cycle through your 5 rhythms, from water to wood to fire to earth to metal. So we'll be drawing a flow, like a cycle, around our abdomen. So let's start by bringing our fingers together. So we've got the thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger. We're creating a 3-finger notch. And we're going to take our left hand and place it just to the inside of our right hip bone. So we're not on the right hip bone itself, but we're just inside of it towards the center of our body. We're going to take our right hand and we're going to go to the bottom of our right ribs, just below, and place that 3-finger notch there. So we've got one hand on water, and this hand is representing wood. So we're going to rub tiny circles in these areas and take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we are balancing water to wood because we definitely need water to nourish our plants and our trees. Then we're going to keep the right hand where it is, move the left hand to the center bottom of your chest, and we're going to help balance wood to fire. So we're going to rub for a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And this is important because fires need wood to keep it burning. Now we're going to move our right hand to where the left hand is, and we're going to bring the left hand down to the bottom of that left, just below the left rib. And we're going to rub for a deep breath, connecting fire to earth. And so fire's ashes convert into earth for us. And now we're going to balance earth with metal. So keeping your left hand where it is, we're going to bring the right hand down to just inside of that left hip bone. So we're not on the left hip bone, but we're just inside of it towards the center of our body. And we're going to connect earth to metal. So earth's minerals, help us find the metals that we have on this planet. And now you're going to move your left hand to where your right hand is, just inside of that hip bone. And then you're going to bring your right hand to where we had started, which is just inside of the right hip bone. So we're not on the hip bone, but we're just inside towards the center of our body. And we're going to connect metal with water. And so we're going to rub for a deep breath. And the minerals, the metals that we find in our water help our water be nourishing. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is also rub the control cycle to help us balance our 5 rhythms. So we're going to be essentially drawing a star on our abdomen, and you'll see as we go. So continuing with these 3-finger notches, you've got the thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger. We're going to start from water and connect to fire. So water, again, is just to the inside of your right hip bone. Fire is at the bottom center of your chest. We're going to rub tiny circles for a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we want to balance the water and fire control. If there's too much water, it douses fire. If there's too much fire, then we don't have enough water. So we need these two balanced. So next, we're going to keep the left hand where it is, take our right hand and move it to just inside of our left hip bone. So we're going to connect fire with metal, and we're going to rub for a deep breath. And it's important that, we don't have too much fire, because otherwise it's going to melt all the metal. And if we have too much metal, then we don't have enough fire to balance the metal. So we want to keep these two balanced. Next, we're going to go from metal to wood. So go ahead and slide your left hand to where the right hand is, just inside of that left hip bone. And now we're going to go back to wood, which is at the bottom of your right ribs. And we're going to rub for a deep breath. So this is helping us. If there's too much metal, then it would chop down all the trees. So we don't want that. And if we have too much trees, then we don't have enough metal to balance it. So we definitely want to keep these in balance. Next, we're going to connect wood to earth. So you're going to go down to the bottom of your left rib. So your arms are pretty much in alignment, relaxing those shoulders. And we're going to rub for a deep breath. And again, we want to balance wood and earth, because if there's too much wood, then we don't have enough earth for other things like water or, valleys. And so we also want to make sure that there's not too much earth, and we have, a balance of wood on earth. And lastly, we're going to bring this right hand down to water, just inside of that right hip bone. And we're going to connect earth to water for a deep breath. So this is balancing earth and water. Earth dams the water, and we want those to be in balance. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is walk through each of these 5 rhythms and holding the neurovascular reflexive points on our head to help us bring an emotional calm to each of the rhythms, as well as making a sound associated with each of these rhythms. So let's start with water. You're going to bring your hand to your forehead, and we're going to hold the water neurovascular reflex points, which is just behind your eyes. So you're going to kind of like trace an imaginary line and hold right behind your eyes on the back of your head. So it's going to look like this, and it's a gentle hold. And let's be here first for 3 deep breaths before we integrate the sounds. So all of our breathing will be in through the nose and out through the mouth at your own pace. Relaxing your shoulders. And for the water sound, we're going to make a whoo sound. It's like you're blowing a candle. So as you continue holding these neurovascular reflexive points on your head, I'm going to invite you to make the whoo sound. So you're going to inhale through the nose and blow out as if you're blowing a candle. Let's try this a few more times. Two more times. And next we'll go into balancing wood. So go ahead and cover your fingers on your forehead, your palms on your temples, and we're holding our main neurovasculars on our forehead, as well as the neurovascular points for wood at our temples. And we're going to be here relaxing your shoulders and arms for 3 deep breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And now we're going to incorporate the sound for wood to help us strengthen and balance our wood rhythm. And that is a sh sound. So we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale out, making a sh sound. And let's do this 3 times together. Shh. 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 Great. We're going to move next to fire. So gently placing your hand on your forehead. And this time you're going to place your hands right behind your eyebrows. So it's going to look like this. And we're going to be here for 3 deep breaths before we incorporate the fire sound. And now we're going to make a sighing sound. So we're going to inhale through the nose, and then we're going to exhale out with a sigh. Let's do this 3 times together. Ah. Next, we're going to move into balancing earth. So for this one, we're going to cover our eyes with our palms and our fingers over our foreheads. So it's going to look like this, relaxing your shoulders and your arms. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. And next, what we're going to do is incorporate the earth sound. So it's going to sound like Darth Vader's breath. You're going to be inhaling through the back of your nose, back of your throat, and you're going to be exhaling out through the back of your throat. So it's going to sound like this. Some people use the description of almost like you're blowing out onto a mirror to create some bit of steam. That could be a way when you're exhaling out. All right, so let's give this a try. We're covering our eyes with our palms, our forehead with our fingers, and we're going to do 3 of these earth sounds. It's like a Darth Vader breath. And lastly, we're going to balance metal. So gently placing one hand on your forehead and one on the top of your head, relaxing those shoulders and arms. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And lastly, we're going to incorporate the metal sound. So we're going to inhale through the nose. And when we exhale, we're going to make a sound. So let's go ahead and give this a try together 3 times. Go ahead and relax your hand and your arms. So thank you for balancing your 5 rhythms together to help you in building resilience in response to stress and also recovering faster from stress in those moments of stressful situation. And if there's a certain rhythm or sound associated with that rhythm that you're drawn to, it could be one that you just bring in for the day that you need. Thank you.